What is up, guys? Welcome back to Beyond the Barrel Bourbon. That's Phil.
I'm Phil.
I'm Eric. Sorry for our little pause there in a couple live videos. We most of you locals know we were dealing with a little hurricane last week. We're okay, sort of.
No,
Some of us.
some of us did better than others.
Some did not. Either way, we hope you all made it out well. Hope you didn't lose power too long, and hope you got to enjoy some good stuff with a day off of work. Phil, new riff.
Yes, Eric.
New riff.
Yes, this is a new riff.
What we got? Let's talk about it.
We've got, I believe this released a little over a month ago. This is their 100% malted rye whiskey finished in sherry cask.
Okay.
Well, they took 5-year-old New Riff 100% malted rye whiskey, and then they 15 sherry casks. 12 of them are the Oloroso, which you love.
I do.
And then 3 of them are PX sherry, which is supposed to be like really super sweet, desserty kind of sherry. So,
yeah, when I saw a sherry cask, obviously I think you even mentioned to me earlier, like you don't think you think I'm gonna have kind of a mixed review. And look, I'm gonna be open-minded.
Be opening this.
I'm gonna be open-minded about it. I'm not, I'll be honest, I'm not a big sherry cask fan. I do like Oloroso. I know there's another brand out there that I like with the Oloroso in it. But in general, I'm not a big
fan of how easy that was.
I'm not a big fan of sherry cask finishes just because I kind of get that stale wine breath taste. Nice.
Yeah, this will be interesting because malted whiskeys tend to have a little bit of that like damp funk on it. And I know
they have a malted rye that's fantastic.
This is the malted rye. It's just finished in sherry cask.
No, so their regular malted rye is very good. And this is barrel proof. I don't know what the proof on it is. I can't see it.
I'll take a look. I know it's just over 112.
Okay.
Wait, let me check here. Correction. 111.5.
That's close enough. We'll round up.
So, before sniffing, do you have any expectations?
Yeah, look at the color. That's a really pretty color.
I know that generally you get that kind of damp funkness on the malt. You do kind of get a funk on wine finishes sometimes, but it's more of like kind of that like
stale wine breath,
fruit kind of.
Do you know what I mean when I say that? Like,
no. To me, it just means you smell breath in wine.
So there was a while back I was somewhere and someone was drinking wine and they started talking close, and like when I got that whiff of like that hot wine breath, like that was just a monster. Like, oh my God, this is horrible smelling. Like,
yes, apparently one of the more traumatic events in your life involved
getting breathed on with wine breath.
Yeah,
it was off-putting. And then I started getting that smell in a lot of wine finishes, and I'm like, I just can't do it. But no, I mean, listen, New Riff in general has, in my opinion, has put out some really good stuff.
They're not a particularly old distillery. I think they're like 10 years old.
No, but all of their stuff's their own distillate, which is pretty awesome,
It is now. I think they did release a sherry cask 2 years ago.
Yeah, I did read that, 2022.
From what I understand, this is going to be pretty limited.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking 15 sherry casks. Now, generally, sherry casks are 130 gallons, but these are 53 gallons. So it's 15 53-gallon sherry casks were filled. So
my math ain't going to math that
my
fast.
My math won't math it that well. That's not a lot.
It's not a lot. It's almost cut in half in theory.
I think when it originally released, it was distillery only for a while.
What are your expectations? Other than the damp funk.
I'm wondering if there's going to be a battle between the malted funk and the sherry, like fruit, stone fruit, stewed fruit kind of funk, and which one's going to win is kind of which one's going to win the day as far as on the palate.
My hope is to get just like a bold flavor, right? Like a lot of the new Riff stuff has a lot of bold flavor to it.
I expect you're gonna get a ton of flavor. Just not sure if you're gonna like the flavor, given your
I
history.
guess my face will tell it all.
All right, let me get a little
Let's
sniff.
go. A little sniffy sniff.
Oh man,
This smells good. I don't smell funk.
no, I'm not really getting that malted
I'm not getting the wine.
rye funk. I'm getting.
I'm getting a
I'm
little
getting
oak.
like raisins. You know, getting
I'm definitely getting some fruit.
raisins and berries.
Dude, I'm getting oak, man. I'm getting wood. That actually smells really good. It kind of smells old.
Raisins, berry, like a little zesty note, like you'd get from a.
I'm not getting citrus.
I am. I can almost like feel it.
I'm definitely with you on raisins. I can see raisins.
Say more of an orange zest than a lemon zest. But
It's
there-
definitely bolder smelling than acidic. It's more like of a bolder, like what you're like
So-
orange.
So those fruits are up front, but there's some vanilla,
I definitely get vanilla. I get raisin. I get oak, man. I'm getting.
cinnamon.
Are you not getting? You're not getting oak on that?
No,
Man, I'm getting just barrel. I like it.
cinnamon, vanilla, brown sugar.
The color is really nice. It's pretty dark.
Yeah. So basically, raisins, berries, which you would expect from a sherry finish, but then you get those more bourbon-esque notes of vanilla and brown sugar and a little bit of cinnamon. I'm wondering if there's going to be any rye spice to this at all.
I don't smell it. I mean, I smell a spice, but it's not your traditional rye spice.
The
man,
spiciest thing I'm getting is cinnamon.
I smell oak, man. I even smell maybe just a hint of nutmeg.
Right.
It's got a very robust nose.
I'm ready when you are.
Roll with it.
Yeah, that is
That's really good.
not what I was expecting from a malted rye.
That is really good.
There's very little. I'm guessing the sherry finish is kind of overwhelming.
You're getting the wine?
Oh, I'm getting like apricots and raisins.
I'm getting the raisins. I'm getting
Apricots, raisins.
I'm getting apricots. Like there's something in there. It's like buttery. It's like creamy on the back end. The mouthfeel is fantastic.
Strawberries.
Maybe.
I get apricot and raisin right off the bat, and then it kind of fades into this strawberry note. But I do get what you're getting on the back end of the palate. It's that more kind of rich, almost like a burnt caramel note.
Almost chocolatey.
I could see that.
It's very viscous. It's very
The finish has cinnamon for sure.
yeah.
Allspice. It's got a that. I'm guessing that's the extent of the rye we're gonna get is kind of that peppery.
This does
finish
not
on the
this does
nose.
not taste like a rye. Like at all.
No, the sherry cask I think kind of muted
It almost
the maltiness of this. Does not taste like a malted rye, much less.
So I'm guessing I'm starting to lean. You said 12 of them were Oloroso,
12 Oloroso,
which makes
3 PX.
So I don't know much about PX, but I know those the Oloroso. The very limited experience I've got with Oloroso, I've liked it.
This is a very flavorful whiskey.
Very.
If you're looking for a rye,
It's not it.
you might be disappointed.
It's not it.
If you're looking for a malted rye, especially, I think you'll also be a little disappointed.
Well, I don't want to use the word disappointed.
If you're going in buying this because I want
Yeah. If you want just a traditional
I
rye,
want
this
that
is not
rye
it.
spice.
This is not it.
Limited, allspice, cinnamon, That's about all I'm getting as far as spice
It's
goes.
you find it complex?
Um,
I mean, it's got a great finish.
I mean, it's somewhat complex, but it's very fruit forward to me. Um, but it does go from that fruitiness to the richness to a little bit of that allspice cinnamon on the finish. So, I mean, if you want to call that complex, you can call it complex, but it's not like
So the second sip or whatever that was, I get a lot more cinnamon on it. A lot of cinnamon.
so. MSRP on this is $65. If you find it, chances are it's going to be more expensive just because it's so limited.
Mm-hmm.
I think I paid 72 bucks for this one, which from what I hear is not bad. I think on secondary it's going for like 150. It's too much.
It's way too much.
It's not a 150. 70. I mean, you have to realize what you're buying.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be this is very fruit forward for me. Very. Now I'm tasting more of that richness on the end too, but it's not going to be. If you're expecting, like I said, now if you've had experience with their malted rye in the past, maybe you know a little more what to expect. Just add some of that fruit on there.
I don't remember their malted rye having a funk to it.
No.
I remember it having a really, like, it was just very bold, like a very bold, and it was very rye. Like, I got a lot of rye on that. That finish really tamed that out.
Like I said before we started, I was wondering if the wine funk would win out over the malted funk. And it's not really funk, but the wine finish definitely wins out over the malted.
I don't know, man. I don't get either.
You don't get any fruits. No berries.
I get the fruits,
no
but
raisins.
I get the fruits, but I don't get what I generally relate to wine.
Maybe
Just like a bitterness. Like, I don't get the bitterness.
maybe your palate's changing.
It's not. We can
Maybe
go pull
you're
that Jefferson's
learning.
out right now, and I can show you the faces I'll make with it.
Maybe you're becoming a better man.
Wow, that's where you want to go with this, huh?
Yes.
Whatever, man. Yeah. So I guess in conclusion, $71. It's I would say up to $75, maybe.
MSRP 65. Yes, up to 75.
Up to 75.
I think fair.
Fair.
Once you start pushing 80,
it's not
to
a
me,
triple digit. It's definitely not a triple digit bottle.
It's not. I mean, it's flavorful.
It's very flavorful, but again, for when you start talking about triple digit bottles,
Secondary price, no way. 150.
not even kind of.
No. Unless you just like it because it's a nice looking bottle.
They do make some really nice bottles. I mean,
That
they've
all
got a good
black
look.
with the kind of cherry red on it.
And a translucent bottom. I like it. But
All right.
well, with that, guys, thanks
Yeah.
again for tuning in. We will catch y'all later in the week. We're looking forward to some cool stuff. Not sure what we're gonna do this week yet, but with that, we will catch y'all next time. Cheese.